Yo, Lester, this is for you. This is going to be your holy grail of information, your starting place for most things. Here's a source I found for that tool height measurement device. Here's a source I found for a cheap one. The torque wrench adapter. Torque settings for the nut on the end of the tool. The ISO 130 nuts to hold the collets in. CNC startup procedure in print. You also have a video on YouTube for that. Manual command in print. You also have a YouTube video for that. Here's just the old version of it. I just retyped it. Here's some of that information about setting the length of the 5mm drill bits and then the offsets in millimeters in the machine. This here indicates that this tool, we've got a 20mm Forstner bit, and these are black, orange, black, orange, black, orange for the clockwise, counterclockwise rotation. And I just replaced those on 631, so you should be good for quite a while. If you're going to do through boring, I would suggest replacing all those with a V-bit style bit instead of the brad points that I've got. I believe far superior cut with the V-bits. That's what I plan on putting in my BSE and doing a lot more through boring than what I do now. Here's some, these are all, again, those MDI commands. If you wanted to do different things manually, you do MDI, type in M ... One common one is MG79ZXY. If the tool is way over here, it just goes really fast back to the home spot. You can always do a homing procedure, and that's safer. But once you get a little more confident with it, you may do some of that to speed it up a little bit. These are not specific for the Cosmic, but these are a list of generic M codes as well. You may find that you learn things by browsing through here. But again, they're not specific to the Cosmic. If you need to make adjustments with that tool changer in the OSI, I've never needed to do this before because we've never messed with the tool changer. But here's an instruction that goes way back on how to make adjustments for, installing the tool and removing the tool from the forks in the Z-axis, okay? Kettler would know a lot more about this. I've never had to do it, but this is a resource that's always been available for me. Generic of just going to a program and selecting a directory. I think I gave a pretty good video on some of that. The UOT procedure seems convoluted. Follow the instructions. Don't question it. You will be set up for orienting your entire table to the corner of the spoil board very successfully. I've referred to this many times over the years. It's very good information. And then your 0 is approximately X131 and Y 1.0. You'll learn more about that. This tells you how to manually move the V-bit over to the corner, tick, 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 come down to the corner, bam, that's your homing spot for your entire machine. And every once in a while, you want to just redo that It's a good practice to do it every time you replace your spoil board. I don't do it that often. I get a little cocky with it, but then again, every time I do it, it's off a little more than I want it to be. So just do it every time you do a spoil board, and it continues on the back page here. What to do when you crash a CNC router head. So more on this later, but this is good information. This took me a long time to figure out. I've got a couple sample boards that you guys can look at that will explain what not to do when you think you're going to orient. What happens when the head crashes, it's no longer oriented to the line bore, and they're two different things. So you do a bunch of routing, and then you do some drilling. Well, those drills the geometry is like not measuring in the hole's not in the right spot. So then you go ahead and you adjust the line bore. Well, that doesn't work on a secondary. It still needs to reference off the pins, which is the UOT reference of the drill spindle. So you can adjust the line bore to the drill spindle, but you need to adjust the drill spindle to the pegs. So then when you do a secondary operation or a 6-face, your secondary drilling and routing is indexed off the pins as well. So it's very important that that be accurate. You can do a very easy procedure using cabinet vision to check this. And it's all in millimeters, so you get your, by anybody that's going to operate this thing, and including the office, go to Amazon, buy this Nico digital calipers. The only thing that sucks is you have to shut it off, or the battery will die. But you can use it in decimals, fractions. I always go millimeters and then decimals for inches. Buy 6 of these things. Have one in the office. Have one on the computer. Have one at the OSI. Just have them all over the place. If you're gonna be in this game and you're gonna do it accurately, you're gonna have to force people to use that tool and use it often to check things. And then again, spindle to line bore, that's different than head to pins and UOT. But anyway, keep this at the machine, and if you want to make a copy and give it to me. So a lot of these, a few of these things are new, but a lot of these things are old. I don't have them on my computer, okay? If it was just a matter of printing another copy for myself, I would do that. But anyway, if you want me to have this, you make a copy of it. But this is for you. So I'm very excited to hear that you're getting more and more prepared every day. And I look forward to everything that we both have coming.